Hello everyone. How are you all feeling today? Feeling awesome? Yes. Amazing? Yes. Spectacular? Yes. Wonderful? Awesome? Yes. The feeling is very important because feelings can make you live, feelings can kill. So, I'm a graduate from Money and You, and you are all also Money and You graduates. So, we know the alignment called clarity is power. Clarity is power. Knowledge is our superpower. Knowledge is our superpower. When clarity and knowledge is put together, it's omnipresent. Prayers are my only superpower. I love prayers because I was born in a priest family. My grandfather is a priest of Kanniamman temple. Okay? So, priest means not like other countries. In India, priest means they will be giving their whole life to God. So my grandma's ancestors bought the god from Sirumalai. It's a place where it is steep. You have to go to the hills, just like how you go in Malaysia to Batu Caves. You go 219 steps and then get down to see the god. Like that, hundreds of years ago, my people went down and bought the idol in a pot. So they walked 100 kilometers outside that forest and come and kept that god in our place called Kodumudi, Kanniamman temple. Okay? So when I was small, my grandfather used to take me, hold my hand, and I used to go with him. First go take dip in the river, go to the god, pray. I am born by chance, not by choice. I am the fifth child of my parents. They didn't want me to be born. They tried aborting me because 4 children, they had a lot of problems. My father's father, my mother's father is the priest. My father's father is a AGS officer. He is a great English gentleman working under the British. He was working for a big account general. He was an account general. So, in 1973, my grandma passed away. My father's mother. So, what happened? He got into race. You know, this casino race. You have, right? Casino, Genting Islands. So he went and he lost the house, lost 100 sovereign of gold what my grandma had, and he was a pain in the ass for my family. So for 8 generations, my grandpa's family had only 2 boys, 2 boys, 2 boys, 2 boys like that. In the 8th generation, myself, my 2 sisters were born for my dad. That means in 8 generations they didn't have girls. We are called the 3 Devis. Devis means goddesses of goodness and grace. So what happened? They had 2 Devis. My mother didn't want this child because 73 my grandma died. In 76 December my mother is pregnant. And she didn't want the child because they lost the house, they lost the gold, they lost everything. So she said, I want to abort the child. So that time Indira Gandhi was there as the Prime Minister. So what she did is, she told anybody who aborts and does the family planning will get 300 rupees. Because that time India was getting overpopulation and they wanted to stop the population. So my mother was ready. She went to my dad and told, I don't want this child. Because if in December I am pregnant, she will be born in August. And August is to my dad, I want to abort this child. X! My dad said, why? She will be born and then you go for your family planning. Because in my dreams I saw my mother. My mother wants to come back in my life. So my grandma's name was Saraswati. They named me Saraswati. I was born. But my mother was not happy because I had a big nose. My mother is very beautiful. Very fair. She had a long hair. And I was not beautiful. Compared to her two other daughters. So she said she is born in this unauspicious month. She has a big nose and I don't like her. I am going to family planning to give it off to somebody. She told my dad, she cried, telling that I have already, we don't have a house, all our gold is gone. In India they will ask for a lot of dowry if we have to get a daughter married. So already she is not beautiful. She is born in an auspicious month. Who will get married to her? I don't like her. You part with her. I don't know what you will do. You have to. Is the recording on?
Yes. On.
Yeah. So I'll have to part with her. Sorry, Mom. I have to say it today because it will save more lives. Sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. God bless you. So my mom didn't like me. So they called my aunt. Her name is Visalakshi. She is my father's cousin. So she said, if you have to, if I have to come and take care of this child, you have to keep my name, V.I. Visalakshi is V.I. So V.I. By then my dad got one more dream, telling that there are only 2 boys, right? I told 8 generations, 2 boys. So my dad's brother did not have children. So he wanted to keep as Jaya. Jaya means victory. You have Subha Jaya, Saiba Jaya, Putra Jaya. What is Jaya in Malay? Success. So he wanted to keep my name as Success. So they kept my name Vijaya Saraswati. So now my mother has gone for family planning operation. And they are making operation where to give the child. Who will take the child? They are going and saying, you take the child. You say X. I go and say, you take the child. X. Please take the child. X. Child. X. Child. X. Child. X. So nobody wants the child because it's born on an auspicious month. So now my dad waggles and goes to the temple. The temple where they are staying. It's called Kempama temple. Red temple. He tells nobody wants the child. You take it. So Kempama takes the child. He says, from today your daughter is my daughter. You take care. You tell your wife that you have given it to God. Okay, come back. My mother comes back. My dad says, she is not your child, she is Kempama's child. That means the goddesses of that village. So she is the child of that god. Okay, good. My mother doesn't talk to me, it's only my dad. My dad is my hero. My other 4 siblings doesn't talk to me because I am dark and they are fair. If somebody asks whose child it is, they say servant's child. We bought her for some little money from a poor person. So they will say, it's called Tavuttukku Vaangana Pillai. Tavuttukku Vaangana Pillai. They used to tell me Tavuttukku Vaangana Pillai. So my brothers and my sisters won't talk to me. They won't include me in anything. went to a small house. So she thought all that happened because of me. Her only way to get close to my mother is she was having this silk business. So I used to write accounts for her when a very small age, just to make that belonging. You know, I wanted to belong to that family. And then it so happened, because the house was lost, we were studying in a big school, in a big convent. We don't have any money to pay anymore. So 82 this happened. 84 my mother started this Lakshmi Silks, because we didn't have anything to pay, we don't have to eat. We were in big house, we are used to posh living. Suddenly we have to downsize our lifestyle. So then what happened? To keep her happy, I used to write account to her, because that way she will talk to me, at least 1 or 2 words, right? So everybody said, put them in government school. You know, instead of private school, put them in public school. My mother did that. My mother told, my children will study in the same school and speak English, and they will be great people in the world. So everybody tell, why you are putting this little child also into the school? You think that's not your child, right? Put that child in government school. I went to my mother and repeated it. No, I don't want to go to government school. I want to go to private school. I will write accounts for you. I will sell tickets. I will do what it takes. I'll be a good child. I'll take good marks. I need to lead a class life. And class life is possible only through education. So, I know education is superpower. Knowledge is power. Clarity is power. So, I went to my dad and I told him, what should I do to lead a graceful life? I'm not beautiful, I know. My mom feels I'm not beautiful. It's okay. But if I do what, will people like me? My father said, education is the only gift. That is the only thing people can't snatch from me. It's there in my book, Will. I've written it in my book, Will. The conversation between my dad and myself. My dad was crying. It was raining and he was crying, because all our things were put outside from the house where we were living, because we couldn't pay cash. We couldn't pay ourselves first. But my mom did not take me out of that school, because I was helping her in the business. So I became very empowered when I was very young. I used to sell pickles. She made me an insurance agent. I used to do marketing. I did not believe money is the key for good education. It's your miracles. It's your mind. I realized I'm God's child, and my God gives me whatever I want. Today I wanted you all in the room and you are there. I'm so glad and happy. I'm thankful. So, my dad's choice of keeping me paid off. Then, what am I to do? I'm going to school. Those 4 people are privileged. For me, it's a bonus. For me, it's an opportunity. So, I was very prideful. I used to take first rank in the class. I will not talk to anybody. My handwriting was beautiful. I can write 100 pages. I used to write accounts for us. I used to write, and you know, these 4 people became lethargic. I used to write their notes also. Whatever notes they want, I used to write for them. My first sister could not pass 10th. My second sister could not pass 8th. My brother was thrown out of school because he hit the teacher. Teacher hit his friend, best friend, so he hit the teacher. So they wrote D-bar, we call it D-bar, 5 years he can't write exam. So he was thrown out of school. My other brother was a staunch Hindu. He studied hotel management. He went to evening school for hotel management. Morning he used to work. It was very hard for us. Life was very hard. Every penny mattered. So that is believe reading, writing, speaking, listening and empathizing is the power. So I used to read a lot of books. I was 17 years old and it's my first love. I remember reading it in Mills and Boon's Tall, Dark Answer. And look who is coming in front of me. Abdul Ali Muhammad Ashraf. 4 names, my one and only husband for the last 25 years. We have 3 children together. So what happened? This man comes and proposes to me. I said no. It's 1994, September 12th. He tells me, I love you, otherwise I'll die. I said, go die. Now once I say, go die. If you want to die, die. My purpose of life is different. In fact, my friend was in love with him. So I went and spoke to him that she is in love with you, she wants to get married to you, no feelings. No love. I have to prove myself. Yes. Sure.
We are really here to find out how we can support you.
Sure.
So I'm wondering if you can ask because they don't have that much time to be here.
Sure, I get it. Yeah. So, when I wanted to marry him every year, I was telling him X, 94X, 95X, 96X, 97X, 98X. 98 I finished my graduation, I topped the college with 2nd rank. So this is the time he comes back to me and again, round 6, he asks me, I want to get married to you. So this time I say, you go bring the permission of your dad, permission of your brother. If your house agrees, I agree. Just, I know they won't agree, right? They're also priest family, I am also priest family, they won't agree. So for that I go. But God was his side, his father agreed, his mother agreed. And I already gave a word, if your parents agree, I will marry you. So being a priest child, I cannot take away my words. Words are power. As a priest child, I cannot take away because my grandpa takes me every day to the temple. We pray. And our word is powerful. So I can't take back my word. So I go back to my dad. I ask him, Dad, I want to get married to this person. So how am I going to do? He said, if you want to get married, you get married. But marriage is allowed only once in your life. You should take 100% responsibility for your marriage. So now is my story over. I am going to talk about how you can get supported. Because I gave the word and I can't break my family rules, I can't break it. I tried committing suicide. So I know the symptoms, I know the solutions. Because I didn't want to marry him. I gave away my word thinking that his parents are not going to accept. But because they accepted, now I am stranded. So what I did, I slowly went home, put the wire in my neck and wanted to do it off. My brother came and hit me black and blue because I tried suicide. But one thing I realized is, before doing it really, your mind calls you for different options. Because this was my final option of tying the wire in my neck. Before that, I planned to go to the utility building, 24th floor and jump off from there. Before that, I planned I'll walk in the road, bus come, touch and fall. What I thought, I drink poison. Then what I thought, I will cut my hand. It's gone. Okay? There is a test here. Can you all go to your page where I put a test? Sorry, this doesn't have page number, it's still in the making. So can you take out this practical test?
What does it say?
The practical test says, are you feeling depressed, sad or anxious? What are the psychological and emotional signs of stress? In a scale of 10, 10 being the highest, how much do you rate yourself? So this is after my introduction. See, you see my, do you see my photo? You see my photo? Just after the author's introduction, you have this practical test to discover yourself. Yes? This is your copy. So the practical test to discover. Practical test says, the first question is, you can take a pen and write down. Are you feeling depressed, sad or anxious? In a scale of 10, how do you rate yourself? 10 being the highest, how much do you rate yourself? See, I have also shared the soft copy of the book. You can snapshot it and send it to people who come and tell you that they feel suicidal. Are you angry, irritable or restlessness? See, a person who gets angry is one letter short of danger. Anger will conquer your wisdom. So snatch back your power. Are you feeling overwhelmed, unmotivated or unfocused? Ask them. Ask clarifying questions. They need your cooperation. Do you have trouble sleeping or are you sleeping too much? If they are not sleeping, it's a symptom of suicide. If they are sleeping too much, that is also a symptom of suicide. Do you experience racing thoughts or constant worry? If you are worrying, that is also a reason. Do you blame yourself or others for bad decision? See, in Money and You, we talk about corrections without invalidations. So you should tell them it's okay to fail. Please keep the frequency of interaction with your friend who's feeling suicidal. Sure. So, are you happy with your work-life balance? Madam, feedback. Madam, feedback.
Can I send the feedback to
Sure. So, does your daily routine depress you? Rate your satisfaction quotient? Check that. Do you have problems with your memory and concentration? That also can be one of the trigger. What according to you is general health score? Generally, how is your health? Are you eating on time, sleeping on time? Are you going to your work on time? Now add your score. If your score is below 40, you are an angel. That means you have proper mental health. If your score is below 60, you must find ways to reduce stress. If you are above 60 and below 80, you must act now. Take charge and take action to improvise your mental health. Above 80 is the alarm to wake up now. So, I have given all do's and don'ts. What is stress? What is your conflict? How is interpersonal skills? Top 10 practical ways to improve your mental health and stability. Then you have 12 stories. In this, I want to read just one story because my time is going to be up and I want the other speakers to come on. So you have the copy with you. First thing you have to do to avoid stress in 10 seconds is, in 10 seconds you can avoid your stress. How? Start laughing. Stop. If you start laughing, your stress will go in no time. I have told that technique here. How to deal with stress in 7 seconds. Before you read any further, just do this simple exercise. It's in page 74. Close your eyes seconds and exhale slowly. Can we do this exercise please? Page 74. Smile. Close your eyes. Smile. Take 1 second and smile. Take a slow breath. 3 seconds. Exhale slowly. So I have also shared how you can check your stretch, how you can do. I have given student stress relief techniques on page 94. That's the year we met. So on page 94, I know as a student how confused I was feeling because there are hormonal changes and I was feeling very uncontrollable towards his love because at home nobody was showing me love and he was loving me so much. Chocolates, flowers, hugs, coming and stacking me near college. So I fell for his manipulation. So students should not feel for manipulation because in the profound hour of Money and You, we have heard a story which failed. So let us not get into it. 17 years is not your age to fall in love. So what you can do is 10 practical ways to stop suicide. First is power naps. Second, visualizations. Third, exercise. Fourth, breathing exercise. Fifth, PMR, progressive muscle relaxation. Sixth is music. Listen to different musics. 7 is staying organized. 8 is read, eat right. 9th is self-hypnosis. 10th is positive thinking and affirmations. So this is the 10 practical ways. This is my friend from Nadine Joy from Canada. She has written a research paper. Her father died when she was young. Just like how what happened in Money and You room. I gave this book to that girl as well through Dominic Leon. So she has written about what happened after the father died. So you can go through this. I am not covering all that. I am just going to read one story for you. 12 stories are there in this book. And I am going to call the next speaker. So this is in page 63. Can you all go to page 63 please? Viktor Frankl, one of the greatest psychiatrists of the 20th century, survived the death camps of Nazi Germany. His little book, Man's Search for Meaning, is one of those life-changing books that everyone should read. Franklin once told the story of a woman who called him in the middle of the night to calmly inform him she was about to commit suicide. Franklin kept her on the phone and talked her through her depression, giving her reason after reason to carry on living. Finally, she promised she would not take her life, and she kept her word. When they later met, Franklin asked which reason has persuaded her to live. She said no reason. He was the biggest psychologist. She said none of the reasons he gave made her live. So what made her live? What then influenced her to go on living, he pressed. Our answer was simple. It was Franklin's willingness to listen to her in the middle of the night. A world in which there was someone ready to listen to another person's pain seemed to her a world in which it was worthwhile to live. Often it is not the brilliant argument that makes the difference. Sometimes the small act of listening is the greatest gift we can give. So thank you very much, Dawson, for listening to me for hours and hours when I was not well. When I was in love and there was fighting happening, it was only my brother who sat next to me and listened why I want to marry. He asked me questions after question, why is that you want to marry me? And I told him, I want to marry him because he loves me. I want to marry him because he will stay next to me. I want to marry him because he wants to start a family with him. I want to marry him because he told he will make me start a university, which was my dream. To take education excellence to the entire earth through innovative and creative teaching methodologies. So my husband allowed me to start St. Mother Teresa University. It's a digital university. We started from scratch. 2013, my mother, Ashraf, and myself started December 21st. We Girls, Women Impact with Love and Leadership. Book started from there. I have authored 7 books. I have got top 10 heroes of my life. I got a leadership award from British Commons UK. So I am an accomplished author, trainer. I am an accomplished mother. I am an accomplished speaker, keynote speaker. I run conferences, congregations, summits, all is live. You go to Vijay Saraswati and check, you will find it. It's all because of one man who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. So my brother listened to me hours together after I tried committing suicide. So then I realized I need to live. And 5 years after X after X, X after X, X after X, my husband came back to me. I realized provocability is the tool I used, telling that go ask your parents, and he asked and he proved himself. We don't have to prove the metal to anybody in the world. My brother said, I will not live 25 years. My second brother, who is very staunch Hindu, he said, you will not live with him for 25 days. But I am completing 25 years, September 9, 9/9/99 I got married. And 9/9/2024 is 25 years for us. So wishing you all the very best. Don't give up hope. Hope is very powerful. So if you feel suicidal, please refer the book. Send it digitally to your friends. My will is done 10,000 physical copies and 10 lakh digital copies. It's Amazon bestseller. I've gifted it to Wendy Tan. I also gifted it to JC and all last time when I came. It is also there in digital copy. I'll be sending you all even that. I've written a book called Love, Learn, Leverage, where DC Kurudama has written the foreword. So these are the 3 books which is available on Amazon. I will send you digital copies free. Let's go and make a difference in the world. And thanks for giving me an opportunity. I always complete my talk by saying my hi-fi statement. Sorry, please forgive me. I love you.